Everyone loves to talk about the glamour of being a pilot, the travel, the prestige, the salary, the views at 36,000 feet. But behind that carefully polished image lies a profession built on rigid rules, hidden pressures, financial traps, and human factor challenges that almost no one talks about. Not flight schools, not recruiters, and definitely not the glossy airline commercials. We're going beyond the marketing myth. This is the unvarnished reality, the 10 disclosed challenges of becoming and staying a commercial pilot. I'll be sharing with you 10 things I wish I had known before becoming a commercial pilot. And if you're entering this career field in 2026, you must understand what you're signing up for. So let's take a minute and deconstruct the dream job narrative. Aviation is often sold as a dream job. High pay, job security, worldwide travel, and of course, the prestigious uniform. But the real story isn't written in the cockpit selfies. It's written in the regulatory mandates, seniority systems, medical vulnerabilities, economic cycles, and psychological stressors that determine not only your income, but your longevity in the industry. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Your hardest challenges don't begin when you start your training. They begin after you're finally qualified. This video breaks down the 10 structural, financial, and psychological hurdles that shape every pilot's life from day one of training to their retirement. Challenge number 1, the financial barriers and the seniority straitjacket. The true cost of entry, the 6-figure barrier at a minimum wage. Before you ever reach the cockpit of an airline, you're already facing the first brutal truth. Becoming a pilot will cost you 6 figures before you even make any money at all. So let's break that down. Most zero to hero programs cost about $116,000, and examiners, written tests, equipment, iPads, headsets, another $10,500 to $12,000. Some modular programs may run $70,000 to $90,000, but usually take longer, and almost nobody pays cash. This means loans, often at high interest rates. Now here's where the financial trap tightens. To reach the FAA mandated 1,500 hours, most pilots spend 1 to 2 years instructing. CFI pay has improved, yes, but you might make $40 to $50 an hour, $35,000 to maybe $60,000 a year. But stack that against $100,000, $100,000+ worth of debt, and it becomes a financial chokehold. Then you go to a regional airline as a first officer. Starting pay is often $45,000 to $85,000 depending on your experience level. That's when you encounter something rarely discussed, the negative debt amortization curve. When your loan interest grows faster than your early career income, you end up trapped in a financial deficit for years. And that pressure can lead to dangerous behaviors. Overworking as a CFI to make ends meet, flying when sick or fatigued, hesitating to cancel flights, agreeing to extra duties because I need the hours. This isn't a moral failing. It's the result of a structural system that financially squeezes new aviators until they reach the right seat of a mainline carrier, a journey that can take 5 to 10 years. This is the part that flight schools never mention. Challenge number 2. This is what I call the seniority straitjacket. In most industries, performance matters. In aviation, your career is controlled by the date you were hired. You can be the best pilot on the property. Doesn't matter. Seniority number determines your schedule, your days off, your vacations, your aircraft, your base, your upgrade timeline, and your lifetime earnings. Lose that number through medical issues, furlough, mergers, shutdowns, and you start from zero at the next company. This creates a psychological heavy reality. One bad diagnosis, one merger, one bankruptcy, and 20 years of progress can disappear overnight. Let me take a pause for the cause and just point out the fact that you need to subscribe to my channel. The majority of the people watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. So go ahead, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, boost me up on the algorithm so I can continue to put out these videos. Now back to the content. Challenge number 3. Chronic fatigue is the silent killer. One of the least talked about threats to pilots. It's not turbulence, not ATC or weather. It's fatigue, and not the illegal kind, but the legal kind that still eats pilots alive. Let me explain. Aviation runs 24/7 and the human body does not. Even while staying within FAA rules, Pilots routinely face 3:30 a.m. wake-ups, 14-hour duty days, multiple legs with quick turns, time zone whiplash, circadian rhythm body clock crashes. And here's the dark truth. Even legal levels of fatigue degrade performance to the equivalent of a mild alcohol impairment. But canceling a flight due to fatigue, that can mean confrontation, paperwork, scheduling pressure, and a hit to your reputation as a team player. So many pilots push through it. Fatigue is a constant shadow in this profession, and it's not going anywhere. Challenge number 4, the automation paradox. Skills that fade when you need them. Modern aircraft are marvels of automation now. They've made flying easier and safer, but they've created a new problem. The better automation gets, the worse pilots become at manually flying the plane. Here's the paradox. Flight crews spend most of their time monitoring the airplane. Manual handling opportunities decrease. Situational awareness declines. Stick and rudder skills rust. When automation fails, pilots must instantly perform at expert levels. This is the high reliability skills paradox. The safer the system feels, the less prepared you are for the one moment it doesn't work. And the public rarely sees the truth. Automation can cover up declining manual skills until the seconds actually matter. Challenge number 5, medical vulnerability. One diagnosis can end everything. In aviation, your medical certificate is everything. Lose it, and your career can be over in a single doctor's visit. Pilots are uniquely exposed to medical decertification because the FAA has strict medical standards. Even treatable conditions can require grounding. Prescription medications can make you ineligible. Age-related decline is inevitable. A diagnosis doesn't need to affect your flying to affect your certificate. There's no other profession where a heart murmur, a sleep apnea diagnosis, or even the wrong medication can instantly vaporize a 20-year career. And it gets worse. The FAA moves at the speed of government. That means very, very slowly for all you people that don't know what the speed of government actually is. A simple medical review can sideline a pilot for months without disability insurance, which most young pilots can't afford. Income stops immediately. You're one doctor's note away from unemployment. Challenge number 6, the mental health stigma, the culture of non-disclosure. The FAA's approach to mental health is improving, but the culture surrounding it, not even close. There is a deeply entrenched fear among pilots that admitting to anxiety, depression, burnout, panic attacks, sleep problems, stress will lead to grounding. And because grounding means losing income, seniority, and career progression, pilots frequently suffer in silence. This isn't about dishonesty. It's about survival. The result is a quiet epidemic of undiagnosed conditions, avoid treatment, chronic stress cycles, dangerous self-management. Pilots face enormous psychological pressure, yet the system incentivizes hiding symptoms. This is a structural flaw that no one preparing for this career is warned about. There's an organization out there that is fighting for the mental health of pilots and the rights of pilots to seek the help and to get the help that they need and get the treatment that they need for their mental health. And this group is called Pilot Mental Health Campaign. It's a grassroots 501c3 actively fighting against the FAA's approach to mental health, and they're winning. So look this group up and support this group. I support this group 100%. They're on Capitol Hill fighting for the advocacy of pilot mental health. And on February 4th, 2026, Pilot Mental Health Campaign will return to DC for the 3rd year in a row to advocate for mental health reform. And if you want to be a part of the solution, this is definitely one way that you could help, and you could pop out February 4th, Capitol Hill, to support this organization as they fight for the mental health of pilots. Challenge number 7. The industry cyclical booms, busts, and furloughs. Aviation is one of the most volatile industries on earth. Career progression depends on events completely outside of your control. Oil price spikes, pandemics, recessions, geopolitical politics, geopolitical conflicts, airline bankruptcies, mergers, government shutdowns, ATC staffing crisis. The list goes on and on and on. During downturns, airlines stop hiring, then furlough pilots. Seniority protects the old, the junior pilots take the hit. And remember, lose your job and go to another airline, you start at the bottom every single time. Your entire livelihood is tied to forces you cannot predict or influence. Challenge number 8, commuting burnout, a second unpaid job. Roughly half of U.S. airline pilots commute by air to work. On paper, it's possible. In reality, it's brutal. A commute can add 6 to 10 unpaid hours to your workday. Airport overnights, reserve, ready rooms, stress just trying to get to work, fatigue before the duty day even starts. Some pilots commute clear across the country. Many regret it, most don't talk about it, but commuting is often the difference between a livable home life and burnout. Challenge number 9, the family strain, schedules that break relationships. Aviation, especially when you're just starting your career out, it's not really all that family friendly. The job demands missed birthdays, missed holidays, missed weekends, nights away from home, constant travel, long stretches away during kids' milestones. Even senior pilots struggle to balance life with fatigue, irregular sleep, emotional exhaustion, hotel isolation, jet lag. The divorce rate among pilots is significantly above average, not because pilots are bad partners, but because the lifestyle punishes normal relationships. The profession often requires a supportive, extremely understanding partner, or you will find yourself all alone. Challenge number 10, retirement instability. The clock is your enemy. Every pilot faces a hard, immovable deadline. Age 65, FAA, mandatory retirement. Unlike most careers, you cannot work longer to save more, fix mistakes, or recover from setbacks. You'll also face economic downturns that shrink your retirement funds, high cost of benefits, medical issues that force early retirement, losing peak earning years due to industry cycles. The profession compresses your entire financial life into about 20 peak earning years. One disruption can permanently reduce retirement income. So, what's the real reason pilots succeed or fail? Being a pilot is not just a job, it's a lifestyle, a commitment, a long-term endurance test that demands far more than flight skills. To thrive, you need financial discipline, medical vigilance, strong boundaries, emotional resilience, supportive home environment, a long-term strategic plan, a willingness to ride out brutal industry cycles. The aviation world will give you the best office view in the world, but it will also test you in ways you've never imagined. If you're choosing this career in 2026, do it with clear eyes and a full understanding. The challenges are real, but for those who endure, so are the rewards. If you found this breakdown useful, hey, drop a like, comment below, let me know, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dive aviation content. And if you're an aspiring pilot or a working pilot navigating these challenges, I created an ebook, and I also offer pilot coaching. And definitely check out my website, all linked in the description below. Thank you for watching. Aviation is an incredible career, but only when you understand the challenges, prepare for them, and build a strategy to overcome them. So stay sharp, stay safe. I'm Brian, your flying mentor, and I'll catch you on the next one.